जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्रील प्रभुपाद की गौ प्रेमानंदे हरे कृष्णा गुरु जी माता जी वेलकम स्वागत ओके प्लीज रिपीट ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तप्सैव परं ज्योतिर् तप्सैव परं ज्योतिर् भगवन्तम् अधोक्षजम् भगवन्तम् अधोक्षजम् सर्वभूत गुहावासम् सर्वभूत गुहावासम् अंजसा विन्दते पुमान् अंजसा विन्दते पुमान् Word by word translation by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. Tapsa, by penance. Eva, only. Param, the supreme. Jyoti, light. Bhagavantam, unto the personality of Godhead. Adhokshajam, he who is beyond the approach of the senses. Sarva Bhuta Guha Vasam, residing in the heart of all living entities. Anjasa, completely. Vindate, can know. Puman, a person. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. By penance only can one even approach the personality of Godhead, who is within the heart of every living entity and at the same time beyond the reach of all senses. So Prabhuji Mataji, just to give you context so that when you recite the verse, you can feel the meaning. You want to, get to the what are we saying? What are we talking about? It's very important. So this is spoken by Brahmaji. This is spoken by Brahmaji to Lord Shiva. Yeah? And Brahmaji is telling Lord Shiva that you should go into the forest. So today we will be discussing the creation. Up to now, so we have discussed third canto, chapter 11. We have done that. And you may recall I told you in chapter 1, in chapter 2, in chapter 3, we discussed the Virat root of the Supreme Lord. And it was discussed 3-4 times. It was spoken by Shukdev Goswami, it is spoken by Brahmaji, it is spoken by Maitreyaji to Vidurji. And the important point to understand is, so this whole study is built up to Canto 10. That's when the Leela and the pastimes of Krishna will be described. So from this, we are now getting step by step to appreciate the greatness of the Supreme Lord. He is called Vibhu, and we are called Anu, atom, smallest. So for us to appreciate that, that is why Parikshit Maharaj does not have much time. 7 days. Only 7 days he know he's going to die. So why would Shukdev Goswami waste his time? So there is a reason behind this. When he's speaking to him about this, he's starting to describe to him the greatness of the Lord. He's telling us to see the Lord in the Jada Padarth as well. Non-moving elements also. The representation of Krishna. And only then we can appreciate Govardhan Leela. Otherwise you can't appreciate Govardhan Leela. He who is the Virat Roop, this whole universe is the representation of the Virat Roop. Not just this universe. Millions and millions of universes are coming from his body. Then what is the big deal for him to lift Govardhan on the smallest finger? But you will not understand that if you don't appreciate the greatness of him. That is the whole point. Right? So through this process, we need to understand. Brahmaji is telling Lord Shiva, you go and perform penance. You have to think. When he's telling him that, even to approach, what to speak of realizing him, even to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who is so close that he's inside your heart, and he's so far that you can't reach him by your senses. So near and so far. So Tapsaiva, that's what he's telling. So in this chapter, now so far we have discussed the creation. The primary creation is done by Karanodakshaya Vishnu. So primary creation has been done. Now Brahmaji is going to do secondary creation. So secondary creation is about to start now. Until now we discussed primary creation by the Supreme Lord and the time factor we discussed in the last session. The power of time. Such a big cosmos, ocean, these universes, within a second, Kalo Ayam, this Kal, which can affect you, Sadyas Chinanti. Within a moment, this time can destroy all your plans, everything. But that Kal cannot do anything to the Supreme Lord. That Kal is controlled by the Supreme Lord. And so many millions, billions of trillion of universes, they are just going inside his body, coming out of his body. So that Kal, which is so big for us, but this is like a blinking of eye for the Supreme. So that's what we discussed last time, Kal, potency of time. Now Brahmaji is about to start the creation. Okay, secondary creation. We'll discuss today. So here Brahmaji is now instructing Lord Shiva. I'll go in detail when we discuss. But Brahmaji is instructing Lord Shiva that you go and perform the penances And my dear son, only by penance you can approach the personality of Godhead, who is so close that he is inside your heart. So he's so close to you. He's inside everyone. But he is so far that you can't realize him with these senses. These are your senses, but he's inside you. You can't see. So penance. Yeah? So now, anybody want to recite the verse? Just one person. Now meaning, focus on the meaning, and then every word will make sense to you. Okay, so we go and we read the purport. Doesn't matter. Please hear now purport by Srila Prabhupada. Rudra was advised by Brahma to perform penance as an example to his sons and followers that penance is necessary for attaining the favor of the Supreme Personality of God. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the common mass of people follow the path shown by an authority. Thus Brahma, disgusted with the Rudra generations. Mataji, you can sit there if you want. Please feel comfortable. You okay? We're just reading that words of penance. Good. Thus Brahma, disgusted with the Rudra generations and afraid of being devoured by the increase of population, asked Rudra to stop producing such an unwanted generation and take to penance for attaining the favor of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we find in pictures that Rudra is always sitting in meditation for the attainment of the favor of the Lord. Indirectly, the sons and followers of Rudra are advised to stop the business of annihilation, following the Rudra principle, while the peaceful creation of Brahma is going on. Okay. So please chant Mangalacharan prayers and then we will discuss further. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmiditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamlam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Savadhetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Takta Kanchan Gaurangi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Buddhir Mahadbhir Yayima Puro Vibho Nirmaya Shete Yadamosha Purusha Bhumte Gunansho Dashisho Dashatmakam Solanka srishta Bhagavan vachamsi me. Krishna Sharanam Sharanaagatam Katha Amritam Satat Pibatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Panthanam Sarvaloka Rishide Janma Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janma Prasannam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. Please pray for me. Please bless me. May I am truly able to glorify the Supreme Lord, serve Srila Prabhupada, serve Guru Maharaj. May the right words come at the right time. Please pray for me. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So the topic of this today's chapter is creation of Kumāras. This computer is a bit slow, so sharing the Zoom also. So the chapter is titled Creation of the Kumāras and Others. Like I said before we started, last time we discussed the Kal, the time factor. And now Brahmaji is going to start the secondary creation. And in the secondary creation, so Brahmaji will be creating Sanat Kumāras and Rudra, Bhagavan Shiv. So first Brahmaji create 5 Agyan-vritis, ignorance. Interesting. Then 4 Kumāras, Sanat Kumar. Yeah. Then Rudra, Lord Shiva. Then various manifestations from Brahma's body and mind. Then Vak episode. Then further creation. And then finally Swayambhu, Manu and Shatrugna. So 5 Agyans. So Brahma first creates ignorance. First of them is called Tamah, Avidya, darkness about self-knowledge or self-deception, ignorance of Swarupa. Now one thing to understand is you might ask, why is he creating the ignorance? You should ask, what is the need for creating ignorance? Like these days, some people ask Prabhu, what is the need to allow for government to allow these alcohol shops and all these things? Why don't they ban them? Why don't they shut them? You know, all those things. But there is little free will that Krishna has also spoken about in Bhagavad Gita. We are all part and parcel of Krishna, so we have little free will. So Krishna does not obstruct in that. Our relationship with Krishna is the relationship of love and affection, not forceful love. He will unleash you a little bit, so you test your little freedom, and then he wants to come back to him on your own accord. And this is what you expect in any relationship, isn't it? Husband, wife. You don't ultimately, forcefully, you may get married, something, whatnot, but that is never successful. Always there is an expectation that there will be natural feeling of affection for you. Similarly, children. You might scold them, but at some point you expect that natural love, that my son will come to me naturally, my daughter will come to me, and my relatives, right? Even your friends you expect naturally. So this is a natural tendency. Now, why ignorance is created? So our Acharya says, if ignorance is not here, then the living entity cannot stay here at all. So ignorance is created for you to stay here. Otherwise, you cannot stay because you are eternal. You won't be able to stay here, but you had desire to enjoy without Krishna. So Krishna is creating a facility for you. And in that facility, this is also provided. Now, through this process of bhakti devotional service, you develop that dormant love for Krishna. And when you develop that dormant love for Krishna, then you can get over all these ignorances. Clear? So that's why this ignorance is created. Otherwise, you won't be able to stay here. So 5 types. So tama, first is avidya, ignorance. Darkness about self-knowledge. So firstly, there is an environment of ignorance. And then there is Jivatma, who is now illusioned by that due to that ignorance. Asmita, bodily conceptions. Asmita sometimes literally means my ijjat, my respect. My respect has been stolen away, taken away. But that respect you are talking at the body level. Remember the point. But Prabhupada used to say, you are not this body, you are soul. That doesn't mean you don't take care of the body. But you also should not identify yourself with the body. So ignorance, and so the whole surrounding is about it, if you want to understand. You go, people say, oh, you are so good. You go to gym, look great, look this, look that. So that is an environment for ignorance. We're not saying you don't go, you don't look after. But you look after yourself to serve Krishna for a long time. To stay healthy, to do some good things. But not to look good, to go out and impress another living entity. Another person who is in the bodily conception. It is like there was a donkey and there was a camel. They were going. And donkey was making his noise. And camel was walking. As donkey was making his noise, and then camel started praising donkey. Aho Geetam, Aho Geetam. So you are singing so beautiful. And donkey got impressed. And then donkey looked at the temple, camel, sorry. And donkey started camel, Aho Rupam, Aho Rupam. Oh, you are so beautiful. You are so handsome. He started praising camel. So that's what the society we live in now. That's how we praise each other. We see each other. Oh, Prabhuji, you look so great. Oh, Prabhu, you sing so nicely. Prabhu, you talk so all that. And then just behind each other's back, oh, it's nonsense. He doesn't know how to talk. He's wasted. This is the world we are living. Right? So that's an ignorance environment, and the living entity, they are illusion. So this is a mix of that. So first to tama, avidya, and then asmita, moh. Because of ignorance, you get illusion. Okay. Then the third is mahamoh. Because of this ignorance and identification with the body, now you start taking proprietorship of the things. You start claiming the proprietorship of each other. Sometimes we take proprietorship of the children, of our spouse, of our family members. That has to be up to the point of taking care of them. Not to the point, oh, you are my servant. It doesn't work like that. And then it extends to material things, house, car, property, money, so many things. I know somebody, he works in a bank, and he was telling me, Prabhu, sometimes I get so irritated. Some of the old people come into the branch, and they will be so irritating. And sometimes I challenge them. I get angry with them. He works in the customer service. And he says, and they look as if they don't have place to stay from their outlook. And then they give me their bank account. When I look at their account, they've got millions in their account. He's wearing worn out clothes, but he says, when I open the account, and then he says, my tone changes. I said, yes, sir, how can I serve you? Real incidents. I'm telling you. Really, I met this person. He says, Prabhu, my tone changes. I said, sir, how can I serve you? What else can I do for you? And at one point, I just wanted to throw them out of the branch because they were so rude and they would look like nothing. So the point is that money. And then I asked him, then does it make you realize that money cannot buy you happiness? This person has millions in the savings account. He says, Prabhu, Forget about fixed deposit. Millions lying in his savings account. And he's walking into the branch as if he's nothing. So that shows how unhappy that person is. So money cannot buy you happiness. So you see the real example of it. Yeah. So Mahamon. Then Tamishram, Dvesh. And then we develop anger, frustration. Because when you claim the proprietorship, and at some point it is going to be taken away from you, and because it is going to be taken away from you, or because something else happens not to your liking, because you want to lord over the things, then you get angry. Then you get frustrated. Yeah? And then finally, Andhatamishram, Abhinivesha. And then you get to the point of your mati, your mind, you are always absorbed in those thoughts to the extent that when you die with those thoughts. Abhiniveshita. Niveshita means as in invested. That is why Bhishma Pitama, when he's praying, when he's on the deathbed, Prabhu, please let her go back and let her freely move around. Yeah, she can go there, play with other kids. Yeah, Lagan is there. Yeah, go there. Okay, she can sleep there. Give her some water or something. Let her relax. So Bhishma Pitama is praying, and Bhishma Pitama is praying that Iti matirupakal pita vitreshna bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni. So Bhishma Pitama is saying, now, my dear Lord, now that I'm about to leave my body, let my intelligence, and Prabhupada explains, translates, mati, thinking, willing and feeling. My thinking, my willing and feeling, let it all be invested in your lotus feet. Trishna, I'm without any desire now. I don't have any desire now. Right? And I have served. And it is said that Bhishma Pitama, he fought so many wars. He fought so many wars. He was the commander in chief. But now at this point he says, Krishna, you please stay there. Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshaka Kalevaram Ya Vadidam Hinomyaham. Lord Krishna is there. And Bhishma Pitama is telling Lord Krishna that, my dear Lord, please wait. O Dev Devo, O God of the gods, please wait now. Please wait for me. Kalevaram Yavad Idam Hinomyaham. Now that I'm about to leave this body, please stay there. Prasannahasa runalochalolasa. Prasannahasa. May your smiling face. May I have the vision of your smiling face. Yeah. Arun Lochan. Your eyes. The glare in your eyes. Ullas. Natural happiness. Natural glow in your eyes. Your smiling face. Yeah. May that be Dhyan Chaturbhujam. Dhyan Pathas Chaturbhujam. My Dhyan, wherever my thoughts are going, may that vision of yours, because he's standing right there. Lord Krishna is standing right to Bhishma Pitama when he's about to leave his body. Bhishma Pitama is on a bed of arrows. So he says, you please stand there. Or mera dhyan, my mind, how far my mind can go, you please stay on the way. You come in the way of my dhyan. Now that I'm about to leave my body. So this is how, how you can say strongly Bhishma Pitama had to desire. And he was such a great personality. He had the great fortune that Krishna went to see him himself on the battlefield. Who will come to see us? What will happen to us? Think of it. So this is the process that we are going through now. Please don't take it lightly. That's why I say so much time has already gone. Time and tide does not wait for anyone. It can happen any moment. So we have to prepare for that moment. So this is the whole purpose. So the fifth is andhatamishram abhiniveshita. So through these ignorances, Prabhuji Mataji, our intelligence is totally invested into those things. Now you can't even think of anything. And because of this, Bhagwan Kapil Dev says that adhastanar lokasya yavatir yatanadaya kramsah sama anukramyo punas atra avrate suchi. So what Bhagwan Kapil Dev is telling Mata Devhuti, that this living entity, all of us, he says, Mother, this living entity, this Jivatma, adhastanar lokasya, all the lower planetary systems, nar lokasya, this is Prithvi Lok, underneath the earth, as many hellish planets are there. This living entity goes into those hellish planets. And yavatir yatanadaya, as many miseries are there in those hellish planets. Kramsah sama anukramya. Kramsah is in order. In order we suffer through all those miseries in all those hellish planets. And after going through that, then we get purified. And after getting purified, then what happens is punas atra avrajet shuchi. Punah, once again, this living entity come here on this earth planet after getting purified. And that purification process is, we go through all the hellish planets, all the miseries in the sequence, and then we come back here again. And then what we do here? We invest ourselves into all these things, and we are preparing to go back through that series again. Right? So this is the ignorance created by Brahmaji. But after Brahmaji created this ignorance, he wasn't happy. Papi Assam. He thought this is very simple creation. And he wasn't happy himself. But he was following the order of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord had told him, you prepare for the creation now. So he started the creation. What can you do? So the lesson is, we follow the order of the superior. Krishna will take care of. Now it doesn't mean you start creating the ignorance. Brahma is a different person. Right? So two things to note from this. Brahmaji was following the instruction of the Supreme Lord. And this ignorance is created. This is arrangement for the living entity, for eternal soul to be able to stay here. Otherwise, you cannot stay. You cannot stay here. Then you will be in a limbo. You can't go back because you wanted to enjoy without Krishna. You can't go back and you can't stay here. Then that will be a very dangerous situation for you. That is like bhoot, ghost. You know, ghosts, they are not in the body and they haven't gone out also. Then you become like a ghost. So that's why this is created. Okay, you wanted to enjoy? Enjoy. But now the next step, what Brahmaji speaks. After Brahmaji created these 5 types of ignorance, then he felt very unhappy with himself. And then from the knowledge, then he prayed. Bhagavad Dhyana Putena. Then he purified his intelligence. How he purified? Bhagavad Dhyana. By focusing on the Supreme Lord. That is why sometimes you get problem in the office environment. They say, you know, these days, today's yoga principle, deep breathe, take some deep breath, then you will be calm. But we say, chant Mahamantra a few times, then you will be calm. So two different aspects. When you are chanting Mahamantra, then you are calling to the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Power to guide you from within. Yeah. So that is the difference. So Brahmaji, Bhagavat Dhyana Putena, by he focused on his mind again on the Supreme Lord, and then his intelligence, his mind got purified. He was upset, right? Papi Yasam, he was upset with himself, and then he focused, and then with that knowledge, now he created 4 Kumāras. And these 4 Kumāras, you know, you have seen their pictures. Everyone knows how the 4 Kumāras look like. Mataji, you have seen the picture? You've seen those? Yeah, you all have. Mataji, have you seen the picture? They are 4 little boys. They are ever boys. They are always like a child. They are the oldest. They are the first creature. 4 Kumāras. Maybe you can do search on Google when you go next time. It is because of them only Jay Vijay had to come back, had to come to the earth planet. And they became Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu. They became Shishupal and Dantavakra. They became Ravana and Kumbhakaran, yes. Yeah. Because of they disobeyed, they disrespected these 4 Kumāras. They are so powerful personality. 4 little boys. They are always youthful, always like that. Because they are always immersed in the Supreme Personality of God. Now Brahmaji created them. They represent 4 things. Sanak, so their names are Sanak, Sanand, Sanatan and Sanat Kumar. And they represent Sankhya, Yoga, Vairagya and Tapa. Tapa is in austerity, Vairagya is in detachment, Yoga is in, you can say, connecting with the Supreme Lord. Not that physical yoga, not that. Yoga, which is connecting with the Supreme Lord. And Sanak is Sankhya. Sankhya means discrimination. Nature and Jeev. Matter and Jivatma. Differentiate between them, and then you apply that Sankhya philosophy. Bhagavan Kapil Dev, we will study Sankhya philosophy in 25th chapter. So he created these 4 after this, and now Brahmaji asked them. So Brahmaji asked, and Brahmaji tells them that Praja Srijat Putraka, because Brahmaji had an instruction from the Supreme Lord to go and increase the progeny. So he wanted his children to increase the population. So he told them that Praja Srijat Putraka, O my sons, O my children, O my dear sons, please go and increase the population. But these Sanat Kumars, they are born from the knowledge. So they refused. Na tat ichena. They said they did not desire to do that. They did not have desire to do that. Because they believed in moksha dharmino. They believed in the dharma of religion. And why they believe that? Because they were Vasudev Parayana. They were totally dependent on Bhagavan Vasudev. They were totally surrendered on Bhagavan Vasudev. And Brahma is telling them, go, increase the population. They say, no, we don't want to do that. Please forgive us. Sometimes a son can refuse. But Brahmaji had his objective because he had instruction. So he's in the mode of passion now. He has to do the creation. But Brahmaji got upset with them. And Brahmaji tried to control his anger. Dhiya ni griham api. He is trying to control his anger from his mind now, intelligence. Dhiya ni grihim mano api. He was trying to control his anger using his intelligence. You all have experienced that. You are upset with someone and you feel like, how do I? And then you say, oh, hello, how are you? I'm good. But you are feasting, and in your heart you think, oh, how can I kick him? How can I hit him, right? We all experience that. So using your intelligence to curb your anger. But your anger will come out, right? It comes out. Huh? So that's what happened with Brahmaji. Bhruvot madhyat, from the middle of his, eyebrows here. He was trying to control his anger using his intelligence, but Bhruvo madhyat prajapate. He is called Prajapati. He is the progenitor. But from the middle of his eyebrows, the anger came out. Sadyo Jayata Kumar. Yeah? Ek balak, one little child came out from the middle of his eyebrows. Yeah? And he was blue and reddish. Because he came from anger, he also was surcharged with mode of passion. Because of Brahmaji was being angry. So from the middle of his eyebrows, a little child came out. Right? Neela Lohita. Kumaro Nila Lohita, blue and reddish. He came out and he started crying. He started crying loudly. As he started crying loudly, Brahmaji looks at him. What is this? Right? And he is crying nicely. Then Maitreya is telling Vidurji that he is none other than Bhagavan Bhava. Devanam Purvajo Bhagavan Bhava. He is the Lord Shiva. Bhagavan Shiva, who is the Agraj, who is the elder brother of Devanam, of all the demigods, who is the best among the demigods. He came from the middle of the eyebrows of, and what he was doing, Rurod Vai Saha, he was crying, and he was crying with a lot of anxiousness. And he was crying, and then this was his look, and now Brahmaji looked at him. As Brahmaji looked at him, then that child started speaking to Brahmaji. And now that child tells Brahmaji, "Oh my dear father, oh Dhata, oh Jagat Guru, who am I? What is my name? Where shall I go and stay? Please guide me." So creation of Rudra from the anger. So are we together now? First, ignorance. Then Brahmaji, Bhagavad Dhyana Putena, by the focusing on the Supreme Lord, he purified his intelligence, and then he created 4 Kumāras, and he instructed his 4 Kumāras that you please increase the population. They refused. Brahmaji got angry. And as Brahmaji got angry, then from the anger, Bhagwan Rudra came. Right? And then as that Bhagwan Rudra came, then he asked Brahmaji, "What are my names?" Right? And then he says, "What are my places? Where shall I stay?" So Brahmaji then tells him, "These are your names." So 11 names. He said, "These are your 11 names: Manyu, Manu, Mahinas, Mahan, Shiva, Ritadvaja, Ugrareta, Bhava, Kal, Vamdev, and Dhrita Vrata. Yeah. And then the places, where shall I stay? 11 places in the heart. So anger, I just told you. So anger can stay in your heart, or it is in your heart sometime. Yesterday only we were discussing when Naradji was unhappy. He is telling the Supreme Lord. Yeah. He said, my lips are trembling. Farkat adhar tapaman mahi. He says, my lips are trembling and my heart is full of anger. So the place of stay for anger is heart. Senses. When it is in your heart, then anger also comes into your senses. You all have experienced that. Then air of life. You started breathing heavily when you are so angry. Isn't it? Then sky. You hear the clouds making such a loud noise sometimes. Yeah. Air blowing, wild airs in the water. In the water when you feel flood, tornado, volcanoes. No, volcano is somewhere. In ocean, all those kind of problems come. Fire, earth, sun, moon. Moon is too cold. Sun is too hot. Austerity. Yeah. So all these places for Rudra to stay. And then not just that, and he also, Brahmaji told that these are your wives. 11 wives. So like this, he told Lord Shiva, and then he instructed Lord Shiva that you also increase the population. Because Lord Shiva, as an obedient son, he said, "My dear Lord, where shall I stay? What is my name? And what is my duty?" So Brahmaji told him, increase the population. And these are your wives, these are your places of stay. Now, as Lord Shiva started producing, he was producing the population like himself. They were very ugra, full of anger, and they started killing. They were creating, they were also killing. They were also annihilating, destroying. Rudra principle. And some of them even went to attack Brahmaji. They started attacking Brahmaji. Brahmaji realized, oh, what has happened now? So the lesson is, when something is created in anger, what is going to happen to you? Right? If you create something yourself with an angry mood, then it is going to come back and bite you on. And second thing is, you cannot control the anger by intelligence. Don't do mental gymnastics to control the anger. No, you cannot do that. Yeah. The process will be explained. Then that is today's verse. Tapsaiva, by the penance only. Yeah. Tapsaiva param jyotir. That param jyoti, that supreme light. Right? Only that by penance only we can see that. And that penance also doesn't need to be, you stand in the sun, you don't eat yourself. That doesn't mean punishing the physical body. That's very important. That is called in penance in the mode of ignorance. In the tamasic mode. That is not the penance. If you are punishing your body, no. This body is a temple. Krishna is inside you. If you think by punishing the body, Hiranyaksha did that. Did he succeed? Ravan did that. He was cutting his own head and offering to Lord Shiva. Yeah, he got something. But then did he succeed? No. Penance was performed by Prahlad. Penance was performed by Bharat Maharaj, Lord Ram's brother Bharatji. Penance was performed by Lakshmanji. Penance was performed by Mother Sita herself. That is the penance we are talking about. Loving devotional service. Not frustrated, punishing the body out of frustration, out of anger, denouncing the world, denouncing your surroundings. That doesn't work. Because that will only fail. Vindet bhuyas tat eva dukkham. Again and again, you are going to get misery only. You will not attain happiness. Bhuyas, again and again, vindet, you will get. But in this, what is Brahmaji is saying? That anjasa vindate puman. But by this penance, anjasa, you will completely realize the Supreme Lord and you will quickly realize the Supreme. So let's understand. So now, Brahmaji told Lord Shiva that you start the creation. And Lord Shiva was doing the creation, then he started creating, and that population started attacking, killing each other, and killing even Brahma. Then Brahmaji realized, no, this is not right. And then Brahmaji stopped Rudra. He told, my dear son, please stop. Please stop this creation. Don't continue with this kind of creation anymore. Right? And please go and perform penance. And after the penance, you will be engaged in your service again. Thank you, Prabhu. So this is what then, so this is today's verse. Now you understand the context? Please repeat. Tapsaiva param jyotir. Tapsaiva param jyotir. Tapsaiva param jyotir. Tapsaiva param jyotir. Bhagavantam adhokshajam. Bhagavantam adhokshajam. Bhagavantam adhokshajam. Bhagavantam adhokshajam. Sarvabhuta guhavasam. Sarvabhuta guhavasam. Sarvabhuta guhavasam. Sarvabhuta guhavasam. Anjasa vindate puman. Anjasa vindate puman. Anjasa vindate puman. Anjasa vindate puman. So that Supreme Lord, my dear Shiva, my dear Rudra, please go and perform penance. Because by the penance, that Supreme Lord who is inside every living entity, but who is adhokshajam, who is beyond these material senses, but who is inside the heart of every living entity, anjasa vindate puman. You will completely and you will easily be able to realize him and attain him. So my dear Shiva, Rudra, go and perform penance. So Lord Shiva goes and he starts performing the penances. Now Brahmaji has to continue with his creation. So he continues with the creation. Now let's see what is the next. Now as Brahmaji continues the creation, then he has 10 sons further, and they are born from the different parts of his body. Yeah. Marich Atraya Angiraso Pulasta Pulaha Kritu. Yeah. Bhrigu Vasishta Dakshascha Dashmo Tatra Narada. So in this verse, these 10 are described. So the first the creator is Marich. So the first is Marich. In this table at number 9, but in the shlok it says Marich. Marich Rishi, you know that, from the mind. Yeah. Atri, then Atri Rishi from the eyes. You know Atri Rishi, you remember in Ramayana? Yeah. What is the name of Atri Rishi's wife? Mata Anasuya. Mata Anasuya, Mata Sita learned the principles of a chaste wife from Mata Anasuya. And Mata Anasuya was so chaste once Atri Rishi, he could not perform his austerity. So because of her, you must have heard Mandakini. They called Ganges, but it is one stream from the Ganges. So it was through her penance, because Atri Rishi could not go to Ganges, so she performed penances. Because of her penance, from Gangaji one stream came and it is called Mandakini. So Gangaji came to their ashram. So that is Mata Anusuya, who is married to Atri Rishi. Yeah. So Marichi Atri Angirasa. Angira Rishi, he often goes with Naraji. Yeah. In Chitraketu past time, Maharishi Angira or Rishi Angira, he is Grahastha, by the way. He goes and gives knowledge to Maharaj Chitraketu. Yeah. And then Pulaska. Pulaska, you know, Ravan, they are Ravan's Purvaj. Yeah. See, such exalted, lineage, but what can you do? Destiny. Yeah. Pulaska. And then Pulaha. Where is Pulaha? Navel of the Brahma. Last one. And then Kritu, he came from his hand. And then Bhrigu. Bhrigu Rishi from his touch. Yeah. You know Bhrigu Rishi past time. Bhrigu Rishi who kicked on the chest of Vishnu. And Vishnu said, okay, I'm happy to keep the mark of your foot on my chest all the time. So it is said, Shama Badan ko chahiye, chotan ko aparadh. Ka Vishnu ko ghat gayo, jo Bhrigu ne mari la. He says the elders, they should forgive the younger ones. Shama Badan ko chahiye, chotan ko aparadh. Elders should forgive the children or forgive the younger ones. And that doesn't mean in the age sense. Sometimes people who are older than you in physical age, they also make mistakes. By the Lord's arrangement, you got little intelligence. So forgive. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is the greatest strength. Yeah. Because like I said, remember 5 ignorances that we went through before. The second one was asmita. My respect, my ijjat has been stolen. I've been disrespected. And then we just fuming all the time. But that is one of the ignorance factors. We have to get over that and let Krishna take over. So this Bhriguji, he kicked Vishnu Bhagwan, and Vishnu Bhagwan held his foot. He said, oh my dear Bhrigu, are you okay? Is your foot okay? And he massaging his foot. After he kicked him, he massaged, he said, is your foot okay? I hope you are not hurt. See how powerfully he hit Vishnu. The foot mark is on his chest, but he is massaging his foot. But that's all Lord's pastime. So Bhrigu, yeah, Bhrigu Vasisht, Maharishi Vasisht, who is the Kul Guru of Lord Ram. And then Daksh Prajapati, who took an offense from Lord Shiva. And then finally Narad, Dashmas Tatra Narad. And Narad is born from the best part of Brahmaji's body. And Naradji's, the meaning of Narad is Narayanam Dadati iti Narad. He who can help you attain or realize the Narayan, the Vishnu Supreme Lord, His name is Narad. So you all can be Narad in your next life. Or you can even perform Narad's in the Narad's footsteps even in this life. What stops you from going and preaching the glories of the Supreme Lord? Nothing. That's what Naraji does. Always he is going. And he goes everywhere. Even the hellish planets, Kans. Wherever he goes, even the demons will stand up and respectfully offer him a place to sit. He went to Kan's place. He went to Ravan's Mahal. He went everywhere. So like this, Naraji is his 10th son. So he has these 10 sons. Then for the creation, then from the religion came from his right breast. Irreligion came from the back, where Jiva's death takes. Like I said, we have to prepare for the death. So this whole process is there. So always make sure when we are standing in front of the Lord, we don't show our back. Even to the respectful person, if you meet somebody, do you show them your back? You just walk backwards until they are in your vision. You don't turn your back. Even in natural sense, oh, you have turned your back towards me. Right? Maybe you don't like me. Even in our normal relationship, if I talk to you and I straight away turn back, then you will take it as I don't like you, I'm ignoring you, right? Then what to speak of the Supreme Lord? When Vibhishan went to surrender to Lord Ram, Vibhishan was feeling guilty. He says, "Main tamas deh, papa priya." I love sinful activities. My body is full of ignorance. I am born in a demoniac family. I am brother of Ravana. How can I surrender you? How can I come in even in front of you, my dear Lord? And then Lord Ram said, don't worry. Sammukh jeeva ho hi mohi jabahi janma koti agan nasahi. As soon as the jeev, the living entity, come in front of me, crores and crores lifetimes of sins are destroyed straight away when the jeev come in front of me. So that is why when you come in front of the Supreme Lord, stay in front of him. Look at him. Say your prayers to him. Glorify him. He's waiting. So it's very important. Irreligion is in the back. So, backside of Brahma's body. Okay. Then lust and desire, once again, their place is heart. Yeah. Anger between the eyebrows. We just saw Rudra appeared from that. Even though he was trying to control. Greed comes from lips. Power of speaking, vak, came from the mouth. Yeah. And then, regeneration, body part. And then low and abominable activities from the backside. And then finally, Kardam Rishi came from the shadow of Brahmaji or the splendor. Kardam Rishi, who is then got married to Mata Devahuti, one of the daughters of Swayambhu Manu, and we will discuss that. And the creation continues. Now, after creating this, now Brahmaji was thinking, he was further thinking, right, to guide in further creation. As he was thinking, then the 4 Vedas came. 4 Vedas came to guide Brahma in creation. Then Upvedas came, and they are coming from Brahma's mouth. And Brahma has how many mouths? 4 mouths. So they have come from different north, east, south, west. There is not enough space on this slide, so I just kept it here. And I don't want to confuse you. Just understand. Because remember, the reason we are discussing this is to be able to appreciate the greatness of the Supreme Lord. That is, Prabhu, sit, Prabhu, be comfortable. We want you to focus on Katha. Yeah, that's fine. It's age. What happened? You can't stop it. I told you Tulsi Dasi was once unwell. He had problem with his hands. His disciples said, okay, let's take you to doctor, get your hand fixed. He said, no, leave it. Then he had problem in his eyes. They said, let's take you to the doctor. He said, no, leave it. He had problem then hearing. And then again, disciples said, let's take you to the doctor to get you fixed. He said, no, that's fine. Let's wait. And then finally, he got problem in his legs. And then Tulsidas, he says, Shravan ghatyo drig ghatyo, ghatyo sakal bal deh, itte ghate kaha ghatyo, jo na ghatyo hari ne. So what he's saying is that Shravan ghatyo, I can't hear. My hearing is going. Drig ghatyo, my vision is getting impaired. I can't see. And the strength in the whole body is going up. But he says that's fine. By these things reducing, nothing has been lost. As long as my love and affection to Hari is not reduced, nothing is reduced. So yes, Prabhu, sit comfortably. Yes. You have love for Hari Katha, you have come all the way, focus on Krishna. Yeah. So now Brahmaji, he created, then Upvedas came, Pancham Ved, Puran. Yeah. You know, when we sing Bhagavatam Aarti, remember? Yeh Pancham Ved Nirala. Yeah. Mukti ko dilane wala. Yeah. We sing Bhagavatam Aarti. Yeah. Yeah. And then in that there is a line that this is the fifth Ved. So fifth Ved is Puran and Itihas. What is Itihas? Mahabharata is an Itihas. And Puranas are Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and all the 18 Puranas. So they are called fifth Ved. Yeah. They are also called Tika on Ved, actually, because that is an explanation from Vedas. We cannot understand. Glorification. Okay. Then Karma Tantra. Yeah. We have sacrificial acts. Then 4 legs of Dharma. Tapa, Shaucham, Danam and Satyam. You know 4 legs? Tap means austerity. And Shaucham means cleanliness. And Danam means charity. And Satyam means truthfulness. So in Satyug, Dharma had all the 4 legs. In Tretayug, 1 leg got reduced. What was that leg? Tapa, the austerity. In Satyug, they could perform austerity for hundreds and thousands of years. But in Treta, they could not do that. So in Treta, they relied on performing the yagnas, homas. And for that, you need purity. But by the time Dwapar came, then that leg is also gone. What was that? Shaucham. That is why in Dwapar, they did not perform so many yagnas. They were yagnas, but not to the scale that were performed in Treta. That's why Lord Ram went to the forest. That's when Vishwamitra was performing the yagna and demons were coming and destroying his yagnas. And then Vishwamitra realized, Gadhi tane fir chinta vyapi, Hari binu marahi na nischar papi. Gadhi tane, he was the son of Gadhi. And then he got worried that without Hari, I cannot complete my yagna. So when the Supreme Lord stood there himself, only then they could complete the yagna. Otherwise, yagna could not be completed in Treta Yuga. So difficult. And then by the time Dwapar came, pure cleanliness is also gone. So in Dwapar, Dharma only had 2 legs. What were they? Charity and truthfulness. In Dwapar Yuga, in Dwapar, Lord Krishna was here. Right? And then by the time Kali Yuga came, 3 legs are gone. So which leg was lost? Charity. So by the time Kali Yuga came, 3 legs were gone. What were those 3 legs? Austerity, cleanliness, and charity. So only 1 leg left in Kali Yuga. What is that leg? Truthfulness. Can you believe? Do you think we are truthful? Ask yourself. What to speak of being truthful to others? Are we truthful to ourselves? Forget about others. Don't blame. So this is the test on it. This is the test. Don't talk about others. He's lies. He's this and that. Just ask yourself: am I being truthful to myself? Am I doing what I should be doing? Am I really grateful to the Supreme Lord who has given me so much? Am I claiming the proprietorship of things that Krishna has given me? I want to be Lakshmipati, the master of the Lakshmi, whereas I should be the son of Lakshmi. Lakshmi should be my mother, right? Not I should lord over the Lakshmi. If you have motherly love toward Lakshmi, she will treat you like child, Vatsalya Bhav. But you want to claim the lordship over Lakshmi. You want to claim the lordship over land. Dharti and Lakshmi, they are wife of Lord Vishnu. How can you claim the proprietorship on Lakshmi and Dharti? You're already doing wrong. So like this, we have to be truthful for ourselves. Just go. That's why I say you don't need to go and ask anyone else. Just ask yourself. Stand in front of Krishna. Because death is waiting. It is just around the corner. It can happen any time, any moment. So let's not play with the fire. Otherwise, body will go into the fire. Right? Let's not play with the fire. That's why I say. For a moment you might enjoy, for a moment you might think, oh look, I've succeeded. But no. So it's a very dire, it's like Prabhupada said, it's an emergency situation. And this is our only savior. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is our only savior. Tapsaiva. So this is today's verse. Remember today's verse when you go home. Think about it. That's Brahmaji told Lord Shiva. Tapsaiva param jyotir. Bhagwantam adhokshatam. So now going back, so four legs of dharma, then four ashram. Four ashram are also created by Brahmaji. Though they are brahmacharya, grahast, vanprasth, and sannyas. For occupation of grahastha. Oh, sorry, for occupation. Four type of brahmacharya. Much detail. I don't want to spend time on that. We have to go. And then four type of vanprasth, four type of sannyasis, then logic, Vedic goals, moral codes, law and order, Omkar, Vedic meter, how we sing. Everything has come from Brahmaji's body and mind. Everything. And Brahma's body is composed of Vedas itself. It's called Shabd Brahma. Yeah. Then, that was the last slide. So now Brahmaji created this. After this, Brahmaji had told his Rishi sons. He created them, but still the population was not increasing. And Brahmaji then was thinking, what is wrong? And here you should understand, what is Brahma doing? So far, if you look at Brahmaji's journey, he has had so much trouble. His own grandchildren attacked him, tried to kill him, devour him. In one of the pastimes, those demons, they went to attack Brahma. They wanted to eat him. And Brahma had to run for his life, his own grandchildren. And we get so fed up, so frustrated. एक बच्चा हमारी बात नहीं मान रहा है. One child is not listening to me. We get so upset. Right? It is said, हमारा एक बच्चा आवारा हो गया, हम कितना परेशान हो जाते हैं. और भगवान के कितने बच्चे हम सब आवारा हैं. Your one child becomes आवारा को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलेंगे? For Mataji, what is loafer? Loafer, you understand loafer, Mataji?
Prabhupada has used this word in his books.
नहीं, और बताओ कोई और पर्यायवाची बताएं. Naughty, problem to the society. If one child becomes, we get so upset. He doesn't honest, he's not honest, he's stealing, he's drinking alcohol, and he's troubling. As a parent, we get upset. Now think of the Supreme Lord. Oh, so many of his children, they don't even accept him to be their father. So hum sab, we are all so, I can't think of the right word again. Fallen souls. No, फिर वो बच्चा जो बदमाश है, माता जी को इंग्लिश का वर्ड बताओ अच्छा से.
outlawed.
Bad children. Bad children. Not yes. Mother, you understand what I'm trying to say, right? You understand? Right, that's right. So I'm talking about at one family level. If one person in the family becomes bad, we get so upset. And we say he's not listening to. Now think of Krishna. All of his children are so bad. हम सब के सब आवारा बच्चे हैं उसके कृष्ण और फिर भी हमें झेल रहा है. He is still tolerating us. We are all disobedient. We are all so fallen, but he is still tolerating us, and he's still in bliss. He's still in bliss. We are the one who is in trouble. We are rotating in 84 लाख योनि में हम लोग घूम रहे हैं. But he is also हमारे साथ घूम रहा है. We are going into 84 lakh, 8.4 million. But he is also going with us. But we are frustrated, he's enjoying. Right? Why? Yog Shakti, Aladini Shakti. Because of that. He's enjoying. So the point is, now Brahmaji, we again go back to Brahmaji's problem. Let's try to fix our great-grandfather's problem. Let's try to realize that we are also having the same problem. How he is handling and how we can handle. That is the whole point. He's already had so many problems. He first created ignorance by mistake. Then he tried to fix this. The 4 sons he ordered. And he's got a KPI from the Supreme Lord. Tumko itne time mein you need to have so many children. The population should have been grown by now. And he created these children. They say, no, we don't want to do that. We want to get liberation. No, we don't want to listen to you. And then he got angry. He tried to control the anger. Then one child came. He requested him, you increase population. He increased population. His own grandchildren now running after his life. They're trying to kill him. He says, no, stop. Go and perform penance. Ab usko chup kiya. Somehow he controlled this side. And then he again created his children. But all these Rishi Muni, all these 10 rishis, they are not ready to produce children. Right? So he's still thinking what to do. He has created everything, the greed, the religion, the irreligion, the Vedas, the Vak, the ashrams, the, sannyas, everything, occupation, but he still doesn't work. Now, as Brahmaji was contemplating, now from his own body, two entities appeared, one male and one female. And they are Swambhu Manu and Mata Shatru. One male and one female. They came from his own body. Right? And then as they appeared, now Manu Maharaj paid his obeisances to Brahmaji. He says, what is the instruction for me, my dear father? And Brahmaji told him that you go and increase the population. Now he says, okay, I increase the population, but where will the population stay? See, it's like you're trying to manage the house. So far, Brahmaji is so much focused on creating the population, he doesn't realize Mother Earth is not there at all. And now he will have to pray again. Now the Supreme Lord will come in the form of Varaha Bhagavan. He will came in the Shukar Rupa. Keshavadhita Shukar Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare. Yeah. So now Manu and Shatrupa came, and Manu Maharaj said, okay, my dear father, but where will the population stay? Because I don't see any place for them to stay. And then in the next chapter, that is the next chapter, now Lord Varaha, we will discuss Bhagavan Varaha's appearance. So Lord Varaha will come and he will get Mother Earth out of the Garbhodakshaya ocean. He will lift Mother Earth and place it in its position. See, such is the power of the Supreme Lord. For him, it's like a ball. He will carry it and he will place it. And it will stay in this position. It will rotate in its orbit. Go find it. Scientists, you go and find it. Find the logic. Research. So now Manu and Shatrupa, just in this chapter only. Now Maitreji tells Vidurji, that Manu and Shatrupati had 5 children, 2 sons and 3 daughters. And sons' names are Priyavarth and Uttanpad. And 3 daughters, Akuti, Devhuti, and Prasuti. Akuti now get married to Ruchi Prajapati, which is again one of the sons from this lineage. They will come, you know. And then Devhuti gets married to Kardam Rishi. Kardam Rishi, who is here. You can see the mouse on the screen.
Yeah.
You see where I am? Yeah, you see where you see Mama. Don't you see? If I'm, oh, you can't see the mouse. Cursor, you don't see. Okay, you see the Kardam Rishi. So Devhuti get married to Kardam Rishi. From their union, they have 9 daughters, and those 9 daughters get married to all of the sons of Brahmaji. These sons, yeah? Atri Rishi, Pulast Rishi, Kritu, Bhrigu, Vashish, they get married. And then third daughter is Prasuti, who gets married to Daksh. Daksh is number 3 on this. And then from their union, now the whole universe, the whole population gets filled up, and then we discuss next. So next week we'll discuss appearance of Lord Varaha. So it's almost 7:30 now. Yeah. I think we will do short arti today. I just want to take another 5 minutes, and I want to discuss Gopal Bhatt's pastime. So today is Shri Gopal Bhatt, one of the 6 Goswamis' disappearance day. Yeah. Like I said, we discussed these pastimes, and the point, Prabhuji Mataji, from these pastimes, they inspire us. That is the whole point. They inspire us to take up the process of devotional service and loving devotional service. With that mood, we hear these pastimes. Even if you have heard this, we don't say, "Oh, I've heard this." Right? You ate paneer yesterday, and if somebody offers you tandoori paneer today, you will say, "Oh, yummy." Right? But when it comes to katha, are suna hai, kuch naya naya sunao. You have to relish this. So Gopal Bhatt Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis. Gopal Bhatt Goswami was born in South India. Today is his disappearance day. He was born in South India in 1503 to a South Indian Brahmin. Which state are you from, Prabhu Mata, if I may ask? Karnataka. Okay, very close. Yeah. Srirangam. How far is Srirangam from you? Andhra Pradesh. Yeah, but you must have like. Okay, we went to Srirangam last time. Okay, so in that place, I'm telling you. So that's where Gopal Bhatt's father was staying. Yeah, I can't remember his name. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was going to South India, when he was touring South India, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting, and he was chanting in certain ecstatic mood. He entered the Srirangam temple, and as Mahaprabhu entered the Srirangam temple, the chanting was going so loud, and everybody, as they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they got attracted to him. And the Brahmanas, so most of the Brahmanas there, they were initiated in Shri Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya. When they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they could not believe him. He was in such an ecstatic mood. They said, he can't be a normal person. He must be some Mahapurush, somebody different. And Mahaprabhu was chanting Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, and all the people started participating. Right? Some of them were standing in awe and reverence. Some of them were standing, who is this? We belong to Shri Sampradaya. We have never heard this kind of chanting before. So they were looking, giving that type of impressions. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted, now Shri Gopal Bhatt Goswami's father, he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he got naturally attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted, he went in front of the deities. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting, the tears were flowing down from his eyes. And just by hearing his chanting, all the people who were present in the temple, the hairs on their bodies stood up. It was so mesmerizing. And they experienced that different feeling. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went in front of the deities, he fell flat like a tree cut down. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down, now Gopal Bhatt's father, he showed the courage and he came out of the crowd. Because some of them, it was very restricted there. Somebody, an outsider has come. Who is this? You are mingling with them, all kind of, thoughts. Or the social norms they like. So he went, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came into his external senses, internally he was in a bliss. So he started rolling into the onto the dust from the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gopal Bhatt's father. And as he was doing that, so he paid his obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased, he embraced him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him, and then he requested Mahaprabhu that you please come to my place and be my guest. And as Mahaprabhu had reached there, the Chaturmas has just begun, which has just begun here. Chaturmas. It started on Monday. So in Chaturmas, normally a sannyasi, they don't travel, they stay at one place because it gets rainy, the weather is rainy. And those days they used to walk. So Mahaprabhu accepted his invitation to stay at his place. And Mahaprabhu stayed at his place, and at that time Gopal Bhatt was only 8 years old. He was born in 1503 and it was 1511. So Gopal Bhatt had a natural attraction for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gopal Bhatt went and he paid his obeisances. He just fell flat like our Bhavin sometimes, when he's coming and playing. Naturally innocent. He fell flat, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lifted him and set him on his lap. And then like this, Mahaprabhu stayed there for 4 months. So Gopal Bhatt will always come and ask for prasadam, a remnant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whenever Mahaprabhu is eating, he will come and he will ask. And Mahaprabhu will give remnant to him. And then Mahaprabhu told his father that he is going to become a great devotee. Please look after him. Please take care of him. And as Mahaprabhu was leaving, Gopal Bhatt was crying. And during Mahaprabhu's stay there, Mahaprabhu spoke to Gopal Bhatt's father. So Gopal Bhatt's father, he was Sri Sampradaya. So they were worshipping Lakshmi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belonged to Gaudiya Sampradaya. So there was conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his father. So conversation was going on, and when Mahaprabhu wanted to help him, Mahaprabhu wanted to help him experience the love for Krishna, love for Govinda. And then Mahaprabhu jokingly asked him, tell me, why does your Lakshmi ji wants to go and experience the bliss with Krishna? She is Narayan's wife, Lakshmi Narayan. Then why does she want to go to Vrindavan and serve Krishna? And then Gopal Bhatt's father said, well, Narayan and Krishna, there is no difference. Krishna has come from Narayan. So if Lakshmi ji is trying to serve Krishna, then there is nothing wrong with that. Then Mahaprabhu asked him, okay, I understand that, but then why is not Lakshmi ji able to enter into Vrindavan? Lakshmi ji is not able to enter into Vrindavan, you know that. He said, okay, I understand, but why she is not able to enter into Vrindavan? That made him thinking. If there is no difference and she wants to go and serve him, whereas gopis are able to serve Krishna, they are able to enjoy pastime with Krishna. Even Upanishads, there are 108 Upanishads. Even it is said that Upanishads were also able to enter into Vrindavan, but not Lakshmi ji. Why is that? Now, see, the conversation is going into very deep. So Mahaprabhu told him that Narayan, he has 60 qualities. And Krishna has 64 qualities. Yes, there is no difference. But Mahaprabhu wanted him to understand. But even Brahmaji saying, Lakshmi Sahasra Sambhramya Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Sahasra, thousands of Lakshmi. This is Brahmaji is saying, they are ready to serve Krishna. To that Govinda, I pay my obeisance. Now this made him realize. So then Mahaprabhu told him, yes, Mother Lakshmi is not different, but the only difference is Mother Lakshmi wanted to maintain the opulence of Vaikuntha, but at the same time go and serve Krishna, go and enjoy the pastime with Krishna. That is why she is not able to enter Vrindavan. So this is very deep, something that I will ask you to go home and think and meditate. Then only Krishna from within will make you understand. You might say, Prabhuji, what is this? This is too much of philosophy. How can Lakshmi be different? How can no? But this is a tattva. This is that Mahaprabhu himself explained. And I thought because we are all discussing Bhagavatam, I can discuss in this in this place. And then Gopal Bhatt's father, he realized that. And then he agreed to then serve Govinda, Radha and Govinda from that point on. He accepted. They were all initiated. And Gopal Bhatt's uncle was Prabodhananda Saraswati, another exalted personality. Prabodhananda Saraswati, we all have heard. We don't want to go into that pastime, but let's stay on Gopal Bhatt. So such a strong lineage. So he accepted Gopal Bhatt's father and he changed, he accepted to become Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So the point that I want to make, Prabhuji Mataji, the whole point is we understand and we go to the next level because everything comes from Krishna. You don't want to have disrespect for anything. Don't take it in a different way. By sharing this, by preaching this, we are not saying, let me just stop sharing that. We're not saying we don't respect Lakshmi, we don't respect Narayan. You know the pastime. Once Krishna, he disguised himself as Narayan and he went into Vrindavan and gopis were looking for Krishna. And gopis told Narayan, Narayan, why have you come here? Where is our Krishna? We want our Krishna, we don't need Narayan here. There is no place for Narayan in Vrindavan. We need our Bal Gopal. We don't, because the opulence we don't understand. Narayan, they go to Dwarka. Not here in Vrindavan. So entering into Vrindavan is very important. That is why we say you need the permission of Śrīmati Radharani. You need the mercy of Śrīmati Radharani to be able to even enter Vrindavan. Otherwise, you won't be able to go to Vrindavan, no matter how hard you try. So Gopal Bhatt's father accepted that, and Prabodhanand Saraswati also accepted initiation then in that Sampradaya. They changed to Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And then as Mahaprabhu was leaving, Mahaprabhu blessed. And Mahaprabhu told Gopal Bhatt's father that after some time send your son to Vrindavan. He will go to Vrindavan and he will be a great devotee of Radha and Govinda. And saying this, Mahaprabhu left. As Mahaprabhu left Gopal Bhatt was growing old. His parent also grew old. As parent grew old, their time came and then they called Gopal Bhatt close to them. And then his parents said, my dear son, once we leave our bodies, you should go to Vrindavan. Today only we were talking, Prabhuji, these days, Pandit's son doesn't want to become Pandit. You know, you go to temple, all these pujaris, none of pujari's son want to take up the pujari service. So where will the pujari come from in the future? There is another temple we went yesterday, pujari's son has come here. He's from Nandigram. Nandigram, that's where Bharatji performed his tapasya near Ayodhya. And that boy is coming here to do MBA. And he met me, he said, Prabhuji, apna number de do. He wants to, connect. But he doesn't want to take the, priest service. So where will the priest come from in the future? Think about it. Koi bhi, not a single. I know so many priests, none of their son want to do the priest service. Then where will the priest come from? They will come online. Online, somebody sitting in India will be guiding you, perform yagna. Okay, now put Agni, now put ghee, now put this, and now say Swaha, and here is my bank account detail. Please send the Lakshmi in the bank account, and all your problems will be solved. But no. My grandfather used to say, Aapna mariye swarg na jaiye. To go to heaven, you have to die yourself. Can it happen that I die for you and you go to heaven? You have to leave your body to go to heaven. You only have to leave your body, not me. Right? So his parents told Gopal Bhatt Goswami that you please go to Vrindavan. And Gopal Bhatt Goswami went to Vrindavan. Now as he reached Vrindavan, he met Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. And Rup and Sanatan told him, we knew you will be coming to Vrindavan. And as he reached there, they were sending a messenger to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. And they wrote with the messenger. Those days, messenger took a month. They will send something from here to there. I don't know how they used to do that. And they sent the messenger to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy. Oh, Gopal Bhatt has now come to Vrindavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent his own sannyasi cloth and coffin for Gopal Bhatt. And he told Rup and Sanatan, take care of him as your brother. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent his clothes, and then Gopal Bhatt Goswami was with Rup and Sanatan Goswami. He was staying there and he was serving so nicely. He started serving Rup and Sanatan Goswami. And as Gopal Bhatt was staying there, one day he was going for a pilgrimage. He went on a pilgrimage to Haridwar. And in Haridwar, there is a place called Saharanpur. And he was staying in the village. One day he was walking and it started raining. As the weather got bad, he knocked on a door and the owner of the house invited him inside. And Gopal Bhattaji went inside the house and he served Gopal Bhatt very nicely. Gopal Bhatt was very happy with his service and he was a Brahmana. And then he prayed to Gopal Bhatt that somehow I don't have a son. Please bless me so that I have a son. And Gopal Bhatt blessed him, you will have a son and he will become a great devotee of Krishna. And then that Brahmana said, when I have my first son, I will give him to you. I will give him to you and he will serve you and serve Krishna with you. ऐसे प्रभु ऐसे priest पैदा होंगे. This is how priest will be born. And then Gopal Bhatt, from there he went to Nepal. Now he went to Nepal, he went to Gandaki river. Gandaki, that's where you get shaligrams. From there he picked 12 shaligram shilas and he came back. He would carry those shaligram shila in a cloth and he will wrap that cloth around his neck. So he was carrying those shaligram shila always like this. And one day a merchant came to see him. And a merchant came to see him. Sorry, my throat is. Merchant came to see him. Merchant was so happy to see Gopal, but he offered him some ornaments and some clothes for Thakurji. The merchant did not know he doesn't have Thakurji with him. And Gopal Bhatt, as he got those things, then he was thinking, oh, he had tears in his eyes. Oh my God, oh Krishna, I wish, I had deity so that I can dress you, I can serve you. Like you have your Jagannathji, you want to serve them. You have Laddu Gopal, you want to serve them. Thakurji, you all have those deities. So our Laddu Gopal here, Supriya Mataji, Kripal Prabhuji serving them. Okay? Mataji brought so many dresses from India for Laddu Gopal. With that mood, you want to just dress him. We want to dress ourselves, but we want to dress him as well. So he gave it to him. He gave it to him, and then Gopal Bhatt was sad like this in his mind. And then one night, he offered bhoga to his shaligram. He did his arati, and he hung them on the tree, branch of the tree under which he was staying. And then he went to Yamunaji to take his bath. Evening bath, he came back, took his prasadam and slept. Next day morning, he got up, he went to Yamunaji, he took his bath, came back, and as he took out his shaligram shila, then to his surprise, what he sees? One of the Damodar shila has turned into a 3-bent Krishna form. One of the 12 shilas turned into a 3-bent Krishna form. And as he saw, the tears started flowing from his eyes, and the news spread in Vrindavan. Rup Goswami came, Sanatan Goswami came, Jeev Goswami came. All the Vaishnavas from Vrindavan, they assembled there to take the darshan. And they took the darshan, and then Rup and Sanatan, they named that Vigraha as Shri Radharaman. Jai Jai Radharaman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. If you haven't seen, please take a darshan of Shri Radha Raman in Vrindavan. So now the devotees who are initiated in Shri Gopal Bhatt lineage, they all worship Shri Radha Raman. Yeah. In Vrindavan, you get darshan. I think all of you must have gotten darshan. That little Thakurji. Yeah. So that shaligram shila turned into that form. and they named him like this. Now Gopal Bhatt Goswami started dressing him, started offering nice bhoga to them. Yeah. And then he also worked with Jiva Goswami on writing, because Mahaprabhu had told him that you should write about performing the proper way of worship. So he teamed up with Sanatan Goswami and wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas. So Hari Bhakti Vilas in our book, that's where the vidhi, the process to perform yagna is described, the process to do arti is described, everything is described in Hari Bhakti Vilas. So Gopal Bhatt Goswami did that service with them. And now one day Gopal Bhatt Goswami was coming back after taking his bath from the river. And as he came back, he saw a young boy sitting in his doorstep. And he came near, and then Gopal Bhatt asked him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm your servant." Gopal Bhatt said, "You? How can you be my servant?" He said, "Yes, I'm your servant, and my father has come, asked me to go and serve you." He said, "What is your father's name?" And he told his father's name. He said, "I'm come from that village near Saharanpur in Haridwar." So it is that Brahmana's son who had told him that I will give you my first son to him. He had sent his son, given him the address, and he came to Vrindavan and he started serving Gopal Bhatt Goswami. And he served Gopal Bhatt Goswami, and then Gopal Bhatt Goswami initiated him. He gave him the name of Gopinath, and he became Gopinath Das Goswami, Gopinath Pujari Goswami. Something like this name was given to him by Gopal Bhatt Goswami. And he remained brahmachari all his life, that boy. And after Gopal Bhatt Goswami left, he gave those vigraha, Radharamanji, to him, and then that boy served, who became Pujari. You know. So this is how Prabhuji Mataji, the parampara continues. So our Gopal Bhatt Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis, as you see there. So one day I was telling someone, you should know this vigraha by heart. You should know who is who in the altar, who is where in the altar, what is their name. This altar is not there just for the sake of it. You should know their names. You should go and talk. Aaj Thakurji ne, today he's wearing black dress. Today's mukut looks so beautiful. If you don't see it now, then how will you remember? And that's how you develop that connection. And when you develop that connection, remember what did Brahmaji told? Who is Adhokshajam. But he who is very close, Guya, who is staying in the core of your heart, but he is also Adhokshajam. He can't be seen. But this is the process. When you come, you see them. And you start seeing them, then they start manifesting within your heart, and then the process of purification start. And then Anjasa Vindate Kumār. As Brahmaji said, completely and easily you will be able to realize. So we'll stop now. Prabhuji Mataji, it's almost 10 to 8. I took some time. I wasn't sure. Please forgive me. Varun Prabhuji, thank you for joining online. We will stop now.